Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to a brand new episode of Film Photography Friday. Today I'm going to be talking about the Olympus AF1. I honestly have to say the Olympus AF1 is one of my favourite cameras. It's not quite there in terms of Contax T2 or something like that. It's not quite that level, but it's like the level below it. So I've sold a lot of these cameras before, and I always put this, the AF1 and the Nikon L35 AF into kind of the same price range because they're both very similar cameras, and they're both very capable cameras without going the complete high-end eye spectrum things such as Contax T2 and the Leica, I can't remember the name of it, and the Nikon 35 Ti. The reason that I really like this kind of camera is because you don't have to be as kind of gentle with it as you would with a Contax T2. The problem with a Contax T2, like my gold ones, is that I would never bring a Contax T2 out on a night out because it's just worth too much money. It's too much of a risk, and that's where I like this kind of camera, such as the AF1, and it still delivers great results without it being as pricey or even a fraction of the price of the likes of the Contax T2s, meaning you can enjoy yourself more when you are out and about and not worry about, is my camera going to break after this? How am I going to treat it? And I just generally find it more enjoyable to shoot with this or to bring this around than to bring the Contaxes around. Even though the Contaxes will still always be my favorite cameras, it's just the Contax G1 and the Contax T2, they have just this air of kind of fragility about them that this definitely does not have. If you look at the body of the camera itself, it's a very plasticky camera. These came in two shapes, they actually come in multiple shapes. There's the AF1, the AF1 Super, which is this one, the slightly newer one. This one also has a data back. There's the AF1 Twin, which is a twin lens camera which uses a mirror to kind of select the lens it's going to use. I think it's a 35mm lens and a 70mm lens. There's the AF10 Twin, then there's the AF10, which I should have one nearby, but I don't think I do. And yeah, they're just great cameras. Like, I have multiples of these because I don't think I could do without them. This camera has a beautiful Zuiko Olympus 35mm f2.8 lens. You're going to recognize that name because it's the same lens that's in my Olympus XA, and I did a video on my Olympus XA months and months ago, and it's the same lens. The only difference with this is that this is obviously, it's a much bigger body than the Olympus XA, and it has autofocus, which is great for when you're not really thinking too much about photography and you don't really want to think too much about the kind of behind the scenes of the photo. You just want to take the photo. It has a great flash. I love the flash in this. I think the only compact camera that I can think of that has a better flash is the Contax T2. This flash is, it's great, and you can disable it, you can do fill flash, and you can do other kind of modes with the flash. You can do auto flash as well. Other things that this camera has, it's a weatherproof camera, which is really one of the defining factors for me. So I live in Ireland, so it rains here a lot, and the last thing I'd want is for the likes of my Contax T2 to be outside in the wet as I'm trying to take pictures and be worrying about that. That's not what I want. So this is one of those cameras that I can bring with me anywhere. It's not waterproof, but it's weatherproof, so if it's drizzling, if it's raining, it'll cover all that. You won't be able to go underwater with it, I'm afraid, but it does have seals in the back door to kind of keep water out away from the film as well as away from the electronics. So I find in terms of usability, this camera is great. You have all these different functions such as flash functions. You can go portrait or kind of portrait flash function. You can go a bit closer. I think it has this kind of a macro mode. I'm not sure how good it is because I haven't tested yet. You have a self timer and you have continuous shooting, which sounds like this. It's not the fastest continuous shooting, but it is continuous shooting, and you burn through a roll pretty quickly doing that. I think the ergonomics of it are great. Most of them come with this kind of a strap. I have another one here, comes with the same kind of a strap. and yeah, they are great. Do try and get one with a data back because it's definitely worth it, and it just makes this kind of the all-round camera for everything. It is big, it is chunky, and it is loud, but I think all of those things, they're complete, you know, I don't mind them because I know I can put this camera in my pocket and it'll give me just as good results on a night out as it will, you know, if I'm actually, you know, taking pictures and doing a shoot with this, and that's one of the reasons why I just love it. The 35mm 2.8 Zuiko lens is, as I said, it's the same as the Olympus XA, and I bloody love that lens. I find it has such a nice contrast, it's able to render colors quite nicely, and it's, you know, it's fast enough, it's a fast enough aperture that you can use it in lower lit situations and get a bit of depth of field with it. The one criticism that I have of this camera really is the fact that it has no it has nothing to show me what I'm focusing on or how far away my focus point is, which the likes of the Nikon L35 AF have, or the likes of my Contax G1 has it as well, but to be honest, not even the Contax T2 has it. The other downside is that you cannot select aperture, so it kind of, I think it automatically selects aperture once it hits a shutter speed of 1/500, and then it just automatically selects it. But yeah, all of these results were shot with Kodak Gold 200. I hope you enjoy, and yeah, if you want to check out my Patreon, link is down in the description, and check me out on Instagram to see what I'm up to next. Thank you so much for watching and enjoy the results, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Take care, bye bye.